Today we are going to be walking through what is known about the death of Chinese actor Alan Yu and what is unknown. We are going to be dealing with rumors, speculation, what has been verified and what has not been verified. So get your favorite beverage because we are going to be diving in. So first of all, we have to start with the man himself, and he was very talented. He was both an actor and his singer. He went by his stage name of Alan Yu, but his actual name, which he was born with, was Yu Menglong, and he was born in July 15th, 1988. And like I said, he was talented because he didn't just act, he was also a very good singer. We know that he had his breakout role as the Ninth Prince on Go Princess Go, and he later starred in movies such as The Legend of the White Snake. He released his debut album Toy in 2015, and he was not just an actor and a singer, he was a major celebrity. He was beloved by millions. He had 30 million followers on some of his accounts, and he was a celebrity in China. He died tragically, only at the age of 38. And the reason for his death fueled speculation, and it has gotten even here to South Africa, where I was asked on my TikTok to cover this case. So things are going to get interesting because I've done a deep dive and we are going to be discussing all the rumors, and I'm going to leave you with the question: where there is smoke, is there fire? September the 11th does not have a good reputation as a date, and even more so because on the 11th of September in 2025, Alan Yu would lose his life.
It's been 1 month since the mysterious death of Chinese actor Yu Menglong, who had nearly 30 million followers on Chinese social media platform Weibo. Public attention on the case remains unusually high. A grassroots movement seeking more information about his death is gaining support, with participants from China and abroad. On Sunday, Chinese Americans handed out flyers and collected signatures on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, calling for justice for Yu. Meanwhile, Chinese authorities have censored Yu's name online. Even words that sound like his name, as well as symbolic references, are banned. What's behind the Chinese Communist Party's censorship effort? Latest reports indicate connections to disturbing exhibitions inside Beijing's 798 Art District, a modern art hub in a former military factory complex. Citizen investigators have raised questions about possible individuals involved, including the alleged illegitimate son of Tai Chi, currently ranked 5th in the CCP leadership, and a possible descendant of former Premier Li Peng's family.
In the morning, it was reported that he had fallen from his high-rise, a building in Beijing, that he was possibly intoxicated, and then his production company, been deregistered 2025 in July. They issued a statement confirming that at around 6:45 that evening. So he had died the morning, but already by the evening we have a statement from his deregistered production company stating that there is no foul play involved and that he fell while possibly intoxicated, and the police have cleared, there's no suspects and there's no suspicions. And this did nothing to relay suspicions from the ordinary citizen, because they found this extremely suspicious. And we have to talk about Nathi Mthethwa. So Nathi Mthethwa is a South African ambassador to France, and he recently fell also from the Hyatt Hotel in Paris under also very suspicious circumstances. And even when that investigation was announced, it took a few days before they completed their results. So the timing of the investigation being conducted so quickly and a statement being issued so quickly, before we have an autopsy probably at that point, before we have anything else at that point, that there's no foul play, is suspicious to me personally. But as we get on, we're gonna get more into it, and comment below what you think. So the official version of events is that his death was accidental, and this was due to alcohol intoxication. And multiple outlets, both Chinese and regional, reported the same thing, saying that this was just an accidental fall. He was intoxicated, he got too close to a window. Now, I've lived in high rises and I've had a few drinks, and I know not to go near the window when I've been drinking. That's just my own personal thing that I do. And I just think it's strange. And we're going to be returning to two threads that are going to be coming up a lot in this video: what's official and what is unverified. And I will say what's official and what is unverified, and we'll go through the timeline of things. Because if you know me and you know my channel, I love a good timeline because I think we can learn a lot from timelines. Alan Yu has died on the 11th of September, and speculation is rife on the internet. People are speculating behind the cause of his death, and so much so that 5 days later, between the 16th and the 17th of September, his mother issues an official statement, and she says that he accidentally fell to his death after drinking, and she asked the public to please stop speculating. And despite the doubts, some fans pointed out to the lack of publicly released CCTV footage and the studio's deregistration. Remember, his studio was deregistered in July, and there was no public medical report. Like I said, they had already confirmed that he had died from intoxication before even an autopsy was performed. I don't think someone can perform an autopsy that quickly. And rumors multiplied, many of them serious, and so much so that his mom felt the need to issue a statement. Now, his mom has issued a statement and people are still talking online. So much so that on the 21st of September, this is 4 days after the statement was released, Beijing police detained 3 individuals who are placed under what is known as compulsory measures. I'm not too sure what that means. It's probably some sort of detention for fabricating and spreading false information about the case. And this didn't help because the rumor mill went wild again. This was like pouring gasoline onto a fire, because on September the 24th, Weibo had to take action and it removed 100,000 plus pieces of prohibited content, suspended or closed over 1,000 accounts, removed 15,000 plus comments related to the incident. And they also censored certain words, so you could not search for Alan Yu, you could not search for variations of his name. It was all very odd. And this didn't even help because later on, a broader internet content crackdown was announced by the Chinese cyberspace regulator, targeting fabricated information and sensational conspiracy narratives. So they started flagging other words that were being used, and basically this would cause the backlash that happened next, because consumers now, they could not talk about this online. So what they did is that they acted with their spending power. Or soon after this, in October the 9th, October the 10th, a company would lose a lot of money, and this company was related to Alan Yu.
Yu was reportedly under long-term control by his management agency. He was trying to end his contract with EE Media, a state-owned talent agency under Mango Excellent Media. A top executive at Mango resigned unexpectedly last week.
So oftentimes, if you are angry with a company, if you are angry, then you can use your spending money in order to determine how you spend your money. And public anger then spilled into the business world. So we have this media company, Tianu Media, that was associated with Alan Yu, and the parent company, Mango Super Media, otherwise known as Mango TV. And they faced backlash, and reports indicated that on the 9th of October, Mango's stock fell by almost 7%. That's a lot. And then on the 10th by 5%. So this wiped out essentially $1 billion estimated. That is a lot of money for a company to lose. And just 2 days. And this has come amid an ongoing industry winter. So we have shrinking budgets that are occurring already in production companies globally, not just in China, because people are going onto live streams, they're creating their own content, they're essentially cutting out the middleman. And I think Yu's death has become a signal and a symbol of that industry downturn that is occurring. Because you know what, influencers, celebrities, they're like, why do I have to pay someone? Why do I have to pay a production company when I can just do it myself? I can just go on my camera, I can just speak into my camera, I can go on super chats, and I can make money that way. And a lot of people do make their money that way. Now, there has also been reports that there was a gathering the night before Yu's death. So there was some sort of gathering that occurred, and perhaps this was the gathering where some drinking happened that could have led to intoxication for him to fall in the morning. And there are social posts that allege that a small gathering or dinner occurred that Yu was a part of, but there are unverified details about who attended or what happened. But we're going to get into that later, because there is a lot of rumors going around and a lot of names are being dropped about who could possibly be involved. So the allegations that have come out that are unverified and disputed, and these are all just allegations that I'm going to go into. These people are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. They are completely innocent. So some people allege that Yu was tortured before his death and he sustained an SA, if you know what I mean. I can't say the full word for YouTube. And that this is on a dark web video. There is allegedly a leaked autopsy detailing extensive injuries, substantiating his autopsy. There is captivity claims that he was perhaps held in a museum basement, which we'll get into later, and that his death was part of a ritual sacrifice. By the way, I have another channel, African X-Files, where I go into the occult unit in South Africa if you're interested in that. And there was also this list of 41 suspects that was circulating online, and the whistleblower who came out naming high-ranking officials within the Chinese government. So we're going to get into all of those. I'm going to break them down. But these allegations are extremely serious, but they are just allegations at this moment. They are not proven. And if they are true, this would change the story completely. However, at the time of this recording, there is no official evidence confirming any of these claims. So treat them as allegations, not facts. So let's start with the whistleblower thread. So the whistleblower is a self-styled whistleblower, and he has named himself as Lin Buchan. And he posted that the case was being protected by powerful figures, allegedly naming a senior security official in the Chinese government. And now his posts were taken down almost immediately and the comments were removed. But before the comments were removed, there was a certain name who was said.
Yu's death appears linked to a coordinated murder involving actors, directors, producers, agents, and investors. At least 2 key suspects are believed to have ties to China's top leadership. Cai Yijia is rumored to be the illegitimate son of Cai Qi, a top CCP leader and considered the country's 5th most powerful man. Both are from China's Fujian province and look strikingly similar. Information about him is scarce online. Another suspect, Li Ming, also known as Ji Guangguang, may be the grandson of former Chinese Premier Li Peng and the great-grandson of PLA General Yi Teng. The apartment where Yu was seen hanging is reportedly registered under Li's name.
And all his accounts were later muted or suspended, and he warned his followers, if I go silent, I've been controlled. These claims are not verified, but they speak widely of a takedown and censorship that is currently occurring in China. This is a classic visibility paradox that occurs in restricted information places. Censorship can reduce misinformation, but it can also fuel perceptions of a cover-up. So when you're censoring, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. And we're going to speak about, for example, some of the misinformation that has come up. So there was one viral clip that was released allegedly showing a rare anti-government protest tied to Alan Yu's death, but this was later identified AI generated. And always check the source of sensationalized footage. With AI these days, it's becoming increasingly difficult for us as humans to tell the difference between what is real and what is not real. And in this video, I'm not going to post it because I don't want to recycle AI footage, but basically this was being disproven as completely AI and disinformation. And unfortunately, when you have disinformation like this that can be verified as disinformation, then it kind of hurts the whole conspiracy theory case in the first place, because perhaps there could be nuggets of truth in there, but they sort of get wiped out. People making fake footage, which is why I always encourage people not to do it. So then we have to get into some of the other claims. So this is the dark web allegations and the hacked footage claims. So before we continue, these are also allegations. And in early October, social posts began circulating that a video allegedly showed the torture and killing of Alan Yu. I'm going to clip it in here, what has been reported in the news.
2 disturbing videos have gone viral online, believed to show the final moments of Chinese actor Yu Menglong. One shows him hanging upside down outside a high-rise window. Another captures his screams as he's pet dog is killed in front of him. On September 11th, news broke that Yu had died in a luxury apartment in Beijing. Within 12 hours, police had ruled it an accidental fall after drinking. No autopsy, no surveillance footage, no official report. Amid public outrage, authorities launched a sweeping censorship campaign both online and offline. China's entertainment industry stayed silent. Yu's name became taboo. Meanwhile, Chinese social media platform Weibo announced a major clampdown, deleting over 100,000 posts, suspending more than 1,000 accounts, and disabling comments on over 15,000 others. The Chinese public did not remain silent. Independent investigators have identified 5 key leads in Yu's death.
And this allegedly surfaced on the dark web. If you know what the dark web is, I've never been on there, but it's a place where you need that special browser to access, and you get videos that are restricted from our usual internet. And it's illegal to access as far as I know. So this story suggests that hackers breached the phone of the actress Song Yiren. And this is one of several names that is circulating in online speculation. And one of these hackers extracted the footage from her phone that was recorded at this private gathering that occurred that night before Yu filed. What's come out is that on the 8th of October, a Malaysian user by the name of Carol shared that her American friend had paid on the dark web to access the video, and Taiwanese media amplified that claim, saying that some US viewers had reported it to the FBI. There has been no official reports released, and none of this is been recorded by the FBI or by US news. But according to second-hand descriptions, what is on that video is allegedly a video depicting Yu being pressured to hand over a USB drive at this private gathering. His attackers allegedly started pulling out his fingernails and his pet dog. This is very sensitive, trigger warning for animal abuse. Reportedly, like his pet dog, he had a pet dog, and the dog's one was Fuli. He tried to protect his owner, and then the dog was killed. The dog was allegedly killed before Yu was thrown out of the window. And another dog, Ham, he had another dog, Ham. This dog was said to be at home, but we don't know what happened to Ham. Now, the rumor continues that Yu was tortured. He was SA'd, I can't say that name. His abdomen was cut open, and then he was thrown from a building, from the window of his building. And some hackers that claim to have recovered the footage from Song Yiren, who, this is all speculation by the way, she's innocent until proven guilty, device, have leaked it in retaliation. And to be absolutely clear, these details align heavily with previously online rumors, meaning this may be narrative reinforcement, not evidence, because what would it take for us to get this as evidence? It would be official forensic report confirming this, a police statement with a reference to the USB, and this video would need to be authenticated by authorities, which has simply not happened. No charges have been filed against actress, and she, like, the things that are being said about her is essentially defamation, because there is no proof of it that we know of yet. So these rumors were made more the rumors became more intensified when an alleged autopsy report was released on the 11th of October. With public suspicion continuing to rise, this was a new wave of claims in something that just still not dying down. And it is said in that autopsy report, and remember, this autopsy report, it has not been verified. It is something that is leaked, so anyone could have made it. It's said to reveal injuries that are inconsistent with a fall. So according to the Times Now and several social media sources, an alleged post-mortem was conducted at the Beijing Shengtai Forensic Appraisal Center, and it claims that Yu suffered from multiple wounds to his face, his body, as well as his head, and along with internal organ damage that is inconsistent with a fall, or is more severe than a fall would cause. Now, this document has not been authenticated by authorities, and the report details that the unexplained fractures, internal bleeding, and severe bruising fed an increasingly common hypothesis online that Yu may have been injured or tortured before his fall. Now, what we know about the situation is that there's no mention of him being cut open. Those are one of the claims that have been made for the torture allegation, and I'm sure that would have been detailed in an official autopsy report, but we do not know if this is an official autopsy report. The theory is that this violence occurred prior to his death when he didn't want to hand over a USB.
You discovered that his name was being misused in arms deals and money laundering. He kept evidence on a USB drive.
And online discussion quickly pivoted. Many users began to suspect that the supposed patterns of injuries indicated violence as well as restraints or abuse. There's also nothing in that report about SA, I might mention, and autopsy reports will document this. And no official summary has been released, no press briefing, nothing. And many people have taken the opposite view also on social media, and they have warned that sharing unverified forensic claims could have legal consequences. So don't spread this around recklessly. We'll be accused of rumors again, and at the end of the day, we just want to find out what happened to Alan Yu. And the fear of government penalties has become something more has become part of the conversation, because sharing speculation is itself risky, especially in China, where rumors carry hefty fines and even sometimes detention or imprisonment. Now, we also have to talk about the sack footage and the hospital transport rumor cluster. So this is another online rumor cluster that is unverified, and this occurred on the 17th of October, so roughly 1 month after Alan Yu's death, and a new video began circulating online showing what appears to be a person being transported in a sack and being transported in the trunk of a vehicle. And viewers claim they can hear muffled sounds saying, I'm gonna probably mess this up, Jingyang, YuMengLong, and the faint sound of an aircraft overhead. And independent analysts commented that the aircraft noise could indicate a location near, that the aircraft could indicate that they are close to the Beijing Airport Expressway, possibly to maybe to be transported out of the country. I'm not too sure, that's my own speculation. And in this leaked clip, a man dressed in black reportedly points to the sack and asks, "Who is this?" A voice answers, "YuMengLong." The man then says, "Who are you sending him to?" No official source has confirmed the identities, location, or authenticity of this conversation. Anyone could have done this. Anyone could have filmed this and put it on the internet, in my own opinion. So internet sleuths claim that zooming in reveals a blue and white Beijing license plate with a number. Some argument that this indicates the body was secretly transported to the Bulgari Hotel Beijing and then moved to an alleged underground underpass to the basement of the Kihao Art Museum. And there is no confirmed evidence that a tunnel exists between the hotel and the museum. And shortly after the footage spread, a disturbing message began circulating online, claiming Yu was never cremated, and the ashes presented to his mother were in fact not his ashes, and they were artificially prepared. This is something that can be easily debunked with DNA. We know that you can get DNA out of ashes these days. And the poster referenced a mysterious figure known as Dr. Kitagawa and the process called biological plastination to preserve the actor's final facial expression. The independent analyst also pointed out to the proximity of the 798 Art District and the Gemasi Fengshan Center, two areas that have frequently appeared in online mapping speculation.
Yu's death echoes earlier suspicious celebrity deaths, including singer and actor Carri-Ann in 2016 and martial arts actor Chai Feng, known as China's most handsome Shaolin monk, in August 2024. All three were managed by the same talent agency. 5. Strikingly, 3 celebrities' shoes appeared in a disturbing exhibit at Beijing's 798 Art District, a modern art hub with reports saying it features human skin clothing and body part displays. Due to heavy censorship in China, NTD cannot independently verify these online claims. A photography exhibition was held at Beijing's 798 Art District just before Yu's death, running from September 6th to the 12th. Yu visited the district and posed for a commemorative photo with the gallery. Weeks later, someone mysteriously logged into his social media account and deleted that photo, possibly to remove evidence. In a sudden move, actress and producer Tian Ha-rong, widow of Chinese billionaire Xu Ming, who was closely tied to disgraced former high-ranking official Bo Xilai, broke her silence weeks after Yu's death. Tian has been named as one of the alleged suspects in Yu's death. Back in 1999, Bo Xilai approved the construction of one of the world's largest facilities for plastinating human bodies used for research and public display. Bo was later jailed for corruption and Xu Ming died in prison. Some now wonder whether Tian has taken over Xu's operations. Why did Yu hold a photo exhibit at 798 Art Zone? Why did YuMengLong die during the exhibition period? Since Yu's death, no members of his family have appeared publicly.
For centuries, medical schools have used human cadavers to teach anatomy to their students. An innovative new process can now turn organic tissue into plastic. And that allows tissue samples to be used as teaching tools that don't become contaminated and can last for years. And the University of Arizona has one of only 4 places in the country with a plastination lab.
Plastination is, although it's been around for quite a while, it's the main purpose is it allows you to take medical education to a whole new level. You can handle the structures of material without gloves, without worry of exposure to formaldehyde or phenol or to any toxic agents. Anything organic can be plastinated. Again, Gunther von Hagen's is plastinated cheesecake, just to show that it can be done. You start with a toxic substance, basically because it's been perfused with formaldehyde. By the time you have your end product, it's no longer toxic and can be handled freely. And this is where the actual plastination is taking place, where the acetone's coming out and the polymers being forced in. I love my job. I love seeing what I create, seeing what I can take from start to fruition. I love, there's the egotistical side. Yes, I love the fact that I'm the only person in the state that does this. It's very time consuming. You're basically here 7 days a week monitoring your specimens, and not everybody has that time to give towards it.
So biological plastination is a real technique. It basically replaces the bodies, it basically preserves the bodies, the modern way of mummifying bodies. And this has not been verified. These claims, it's a real technique, but there's no evidence linking it to the case. I'm not too sure why they would want to preserve his body. And now a separate anonymous user has claimed that on September the 11th at approximately 3 a.m., the curator of the Red Brick Art Museum allegedly escorted a group of people through a death tunnel to the museum's basement level, and the post described a black cloth covered figure that was labeled B414, accessible by 3 keys and an iris scanner. So now we are getting into a very strange realm. Purple road marks around the ankles were mentioned, along with heavy odors. And these details are specific, but for me, this is creative thinking in my own opinion. And as the rumors gained traction, some fans noticed that the Bulgari Hotel in Beijing hosted a Ferrari limited series exhibition on October the 17th to 18th, and users have speculated that this is a cover for transporting the remains, but there's no proven link. And usually these events are planned in months for advance, the amount of planning that would have to take place in order to plan that event. And We've gotten to fan symbolism and interpretation now. We are going deeper into the weeds because online detectives have pointed out that lemon trees near the Kihao Art Museum, and they have been interpreting them as symbols of Yu's fan base, the lemon babies, they're known as the lemon babies. The symbolic framing further fueled belief in a connection. And we've got to get to one of Yu's live streams that happened on August 2029. Fans noticed bare cement walls behind him, inconsistent with his usual home decor. Some said that his posture suggested he was standing or swaying and that he was possibly restrained. And this is speculative analysis on body language. There is no official review. And archive photos from 2013 show Yu performing modeling work at locations that remember spaces that resembled Chiano Media and possibly the Kihao Art Museum, but these sound like popular places where anyone can go and take their photo. But some people have used it to reinforce their narratives. And some posts interpret Yu's white shirt in his final public appearance as a symbol of lineage sacrifice. Others cite a supposed Feng Shui expert who claimed Yu shared a birthday with President of China and was sacrificed to extend his life. There is zero verifiable evidence in supporting a ritual or political sacrifice schemes. Now, in addition to the allegations about the dark web video, there is also a narrative spreading online that involves the actress Kanzin, and she is innocent. There's no evidence linking her to this, but many armchair detectives allege that she had a close relationship with Alan Yu before his death. And at the time of this recording, none of these claims linking her to any wrongdoing are verified. So the rumors between the two of them being in a relationship began in 2021 when photos surfacing online of the two of them walking hand in hand in a street, but fans interpreted this as evidence of a private relationship. But these photos mysteriously disappeared from the Chinese platforms. And in 2022, when Carri-Ann, that's his girlfriend, received a Golden Rooster Award nomination, discussion about her and Alan Yu just vanished from mainstream platforms. There was no mention of them ever again, leading some to claim that censorship was occurring, but this has never been confirmed by authorities. And online forums have since pointed at photos of Kanzin, that's the girlfriend, with director Xin Qi and producer Cheng Qingsong. And on the day of Yu's death, Cheng supposedly posted about attending a show with Kanzin and friends and then deleted the post hours later, allegedly. Now, this is termed suspicious. I have a TikTok. I delete posts all the time for various reasons. Maybe I said something wrong or I didn't like the way I looked in it or something. It happens all the time. And these threads have just simply filled a narrative that Kanzin had powerful connections within the entertainment industry, and these connections might shield individuals from scrutiny. This escalation happened inside comment sections, not official reports. And further online speculation has come on when users have pointed that Kanzin's past involvement as a shareholder in the Beijing Cayenne Police Technology Research Institute, holding around 8.4% equity in 1993, that detail, whether coincidental or relevant, has made her character in a public conspiracy name. Anyone can own shares in a company, anyone can invest in it. It doesn't mean that she has a say of what happens in it. And shareholding public information is publicly documented, but this does not necessarily link her directly to Yu's death. And she has not formally been named as a suspect to police. Online harassment becomes tragic when we stacked atop of tragedy. We have to think, would Alan Yu want us going after, would want people being harassed like this, especially someone who was close to him? Why has this united such international pressure? So basically, I've come down to 3 reasons. Fame and parasocial bonds. Fans felt as though they knew you. They felt that he was part of their lives. They used to see him on their socials every day. Information scarcity is the second reason. Few official details have been released, and we know as South Africans as well, we also wanted to see the CCTV footage of Nazi Mthethwa going into the hotel room by himself. And thirdly, existing distrust in industry winter with regards to the production company, past enigmas. For example, the death of of Carri-Ann in 2016 under similar circumstances, and the perception that a powerful interests operate without transparency. So what would it take to settle this? So in my explanation, it would be a forensic independent summary, timeline classifications from authorities, non-identifying CCTV stills, or a formal explanation of why they can't be released, clear rebuttals for the most viral claims that have gone viral, and pathway for questions from family via counsel. Even with strict legal and privacy limits, process and transparency can calm speculation. Silence usually does the opposite. So what can we say factually today? What can we say? 11th of September 2025, Yu Menglong, otherwise known as Alan Yu, died in Beijing in a fall from a residential building, and authorities have ruled out a criminal involvement and say the death was accidental due to alcohol consumption. A statement issued for his mother asked for public calm and a lack of speculation and to stop speculation, and police took enforcement action against rumor spreaders. Weibo cracked down on accounts, and so did the Chinese regulator, the internet regulator. And this case has triggered a market and cultural fallout, which reported stock decline in Mango TV following public anger. Whatever the ultimate truth, a talented performer is gone. We know that he was both a singer and an actor, and like I said in the beginning, that's something that's hard. He was clearly a very talented individual, and he has left millions grieving. The most respectful response is probably to be careful with facts, resist sensationalism, and keep asking for responsible transparency. Any claim that now just to finish off, any claim that involves SA, torture, or homicide must be supported by primary evidence and verified by authorities before being treated as fact. Until then, we treat this all as allegations only.